keep the music playing.
Good Friday morning. Welcome to the Zach Owens Show live from downtown Waco. 5 days have passed, and I'm still not Zach. He'll be back Monday, though. The Zach Owens Show live right here at the Backyard Bar, Stage, and Grill in beautiful downtown Waco. What's going on? Well, let's find out from our friends at KWTX.
Actually, let's go to the pledge first.
Actually, our producer says, Brian, you're wrong. This is why it's your last day on the show. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Zach Owens Show live, and now let's go to our Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem. All right, we're back. Zach Owens Show live from downtown Waco at the Backyard Bar, Stage, and Grill. Sun is shining. Back to school week. We've been having back to school week, and we got some great guests from Midway ISD with us for this morning. Lizzie B just walked in. Kevin's here. Computer is firing up, waiting on the news to load. So it's going to be a great Friday morning. Hope you guys are planning on enjoying yourself. Hope work goes by so quickly for you. Let's see what's happening with our friends at KWTX News.
Today's news and weather is brought to you by the Backyard Bar, Stage, and Grill. The Backyard Bar, Stage, and Grill features a full restaurant and bar, a huge outdoor concert stage, a giant outdoor TV screen, fire pits, a roof deck, washer pits, cornhole pits, inside and outside seating, and much more. Located at 511 8th Street, Waco, Texas 76706. Check out upcoming shows at backyardwaco.com.
In the News 10 newsroom, I'm Alyssa Riggs.
A Georgetown police officer is under arrest after being accused of having sex while on duty during a call earlier this month. Officer Dylan Wright was arrested Thursday on a third-degree felony charge for misuse of official information. Investigators say he had sexual contact with a woman during a call on August 1st, right after her boyfriend was taken into custody on a family violence charge. A complaint was filed days later, and Wright was immediately placed on leave as the investigation was underway. We have new details in the investigation of a woman's death following a disturbance early Wednesday morning in Temple. The deceased has been identified as Stasiana Kobos of Temple. Officers responded just before 8:45 a.m. on Wednesday to a call about a man yelling for medical help on East Downs Avenue. The man then carried Kobos to a car and drove her to the emergency room. No other injuries were reported, and anyone with information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. From the News 10 Newsroom, I'm Alyssa Riggs.
Temperatures across central Texas are going to be on the hot side today, warming into the mid to upper 90s with generally clear skies. We'll see a few clouds this afternoon, and unfortunately, the humidity is staying high. Heat index values will be above 100 across the board, with a heat index as high as about 106 late today. There is going to be a chance for a few scattered showers this afternoon and also through the weekend. A tropical wave moving into South Texas will enhance the sea breeze and hang around the state for a few days, giving us those rain opportunities. Today's best afternoon chance for rain comes near and east of I-35, especially after about 3 p.m. From KWTX, I'm First Alert meteorologist Sean Bellafury.
All right, thanks to our friends at KWTX for the news and weather there. We're back. It's the Zach Owens Show live from downtown Waco at the Backyard Bar, Stage and Grill. Back to school week. I'm assuming most people, either starting last week or even midweek this week, have kind of started to develop a routine with getting the kids up, getting the faces washed, the hair combed, the clothes on, the shoes on the right feet, and sending off, brushing the teeth. That's a very important part of it. Don't want to be the stinky kid at school. Well, we have some non-stinky kids here. We've got some friends here from Midway ISD. We've got Dr. Chris Allen and Ashley Futris. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Things going pretty smooth? And you guys started?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. And it went pretty well, I guess.
There's always those first morning untangling of the traffic. Lots of folks want to take pictures with the kiddos first day of school, but today's already running smoother. So, yeah, we've had a good start.
We deal with that over here too. There's a lot of picture taking across the street at the silos. Darn the traffic. Don't worry about that. You guys can get to work later on. So wonderful. So so getting things rolling. Like you say, the traffic, the drop-off zones. I bet that is hectic for a while, especially if the dads are in. You see dads in the car seat. I mean, in the front seat. You know, you got a problem probably in most cases. Well, tell me your role over there, Dr. Chris.
So I'm the superintendent of schools with
Okay.
Midway ISD, and had the pleasure of doing that for the last 2 years. I'm starting year 3 in that role, and so it's been exciting to come back and reconnect with the community.
Okay. And so you're from here originally?
So I was high school principal here from
Okay.
2008 to 2011. I served as principal at Midway High School. So I've been here once before.
Okay.
Went off and did some other things, and now I'm back.
Wonderful. And where originally are you from?
Well, that's a good question. Typically I answer that question as Pensacola, Florida. That's probably
Okay.
where I did most of my growing up.
Yeah.
We moved around quite a bit when I was young. But yeah, I grew up in Pensacola, Florida, came to Texas back in the 1900s. But I did all my college work here, met the person who ended up being my wife here, had my kids here.
Wonderful.
So I jokingly say everything good that happened to me happened to me in the state of Texas.
Usually the way it happens.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Great. And Ashley, your role?
I am the Director of Development for the district and also the Executive Director of our Education Foundation.
Wonderful. Does that all fit on the plaque? Or
We stack that.
There's a lot of dashes and hyphens in that. And you've been with ISD for how long?
3 years now.
Okay, wonderful. I'm loving it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about how you guys prepare. When do you guys start? Well, you probably aren't gone that much. You have a pretty short summer.
Yeah.
But how long is the preparation before day one?
You know, that is an interesting question. What I will tell you is, so here at central office and with superintendent in particular, so we don't take a summer break the way the teachers do, and we run 3 to 6 months ahead of the school calendar. Typically, sometimes it's more than that. So we actually start preparing for day one of school, January, February of that year. Yeah. So we've been working at it for quite a while, and then we really start to just kind of ramp up the energy a little bit at a time as we get closer and closer to the first day of school. And so while we're shaking hands on the graduates from the class of 2025, we've already got big rocks in place to begin to prepare the foundation for the start of the 2025-2026 school year,
Right.
as we get ready to welcome a whole bunch of kiddos who are going to have their first day of school in public education,
Oh, wow.
with a mind to a whole bunch of students who are starting their last first day in public school. So
Yeah.
I kind of bookend it that way in my mind. We're ready to get those kiddos in who've never started school,
Right.
while making sure that we're prepared to launch those students into career, college, military, and whatever comes next in their life. So we run the full gamut.
Definitely both ends of the spectrum there. So how's enrollment? Is enrollment pretty good for this year? I mean,
Pretty steady.
We all see the city and the area, the county growing, so.
Yeah. Pretty steady. We look like we're about where we have been over the past several years.
Okay.
And so, we're excited about the fact that we get to serve over 8,000 children every day, and the families in the community at the same time. And so Midway is an exciting place to bring a family and
Sure.
work, and it's the perfect blend of lifestyle and productivity. And so, we think that we're in a little bit of a sweet spot out here. I've worked some other places, and I can tell you there's a uniqueness to Midway, and
Yeah.
I don't think I'm the only one who sees that, and so folks want to come be a part of that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I married a product of Midway, and she's turned out pretty good, so you guys did a good job with her. So what is a typical day? Now, when things start to settle, Ashley, what does a typical day look like for you?
Ooh, typical day. I don't know that a typical day exists in
Okay,
my
wonderful,
world, or Dr. Allen's for that matter. But I am kicking off our annual drive right now, so that's our focus for the next 4 months for the foundation. That's our time period in which we'll raise all our funds that we help support classroom grants for teachers, staff scholarships,
Okay.
academic recognition. So that's a main focus, but then, being in the school district, there are things that pop up left and right. Given any day of the week. So just kind of taking those as they come, whether it's a teacher with a need or a new idea, and figuring out how to plug her in with our community
Yeah.
and get her the resources she needs. So that's what my day-to-day looks like. It's a little different than most in the district, but that's
Sure.
typically what mine looks like.
Sure, wonderful. Now you're a transplant, correct?
I am a transplant. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
moved here in 1998
Oh, yeah, you're
from
settled.
Chicago. Went to Midway ISD. I started at Midway Intermediate
Okay.
that no longer exists. It is now the Chapel Park Elementary School. So I am also a product of Midway.
I know it's amazing to watch all the schools grow. You build this big new school, and by the time it's complete, it's a broom closet because you've already got 3 times as many kids coming in. So, Chicago, well, I guess at the intermediate school, there wasn't that much of a culture shock for you because you were a little younger. But, welcome both of you guys. We'll talk a little bit more about
Thanks for
Midway
having
ISD right after a word from our sponsors.
Since 2003, Bluehost has been empowering people to harness their brands online with innovative web hosting solutions. Trusted by over 2 million users, we're the longest-running WordPress.org recommended host. With Bluehost, you get a safer, better web experience, supported by the world's most popular site builder, and backed by our commitment to open source projects. Visit Bluehost.com today and take your website to the next level.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internix.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today.
Be the best parent to the best SPUP. For Kitty, we decode more than 100,000 data points, so you know what makes them walk, talk, and act like only they can. We provide the best care and make smart health decisions, now and forever. Plan better, care smarter, love longer. Wisdom Panel, the world's leading pet DNA service.
I don't know, if Bubble wasn't here, I don't know what people would be doing, like making PowerPoints or something. Bubble allows you to make it real and for it to actually work. So I feel like Bubble bridges that gap and being able to give people the opportunity to make their ideas come to life really quickly too. I love that I can sit down and build something the way that I think it should be built and have the control over it.
Bubble turns ideas into fully scalable apps. Try Bubble today.
Hi, I'm Jo from Face Theory. You're going to want to have a specific goal for your skincare routine. What do you want to achieve? Active ingredients are really strong, and if you're using too many at once, your skin can get overwhelmed. Don't overspend on products. Choose products that have scientific research behind them. At Face Theory, if you're not happy with a product, just say so, just give us a shout and we'll give you your money back, no problem.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone and then you're gonna use the Kodak Photo Print app. It's going to print you a 4x6 photo. I am just in awe. I love how these turned out. Also, the printer comes with a free cartridge of 10 photo sheets. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
All right, back with the Zach Owens Show live from downtown Waco at the Backyard Bar, Stage and Grill. Got some big happenings this weekend. Live music all weekend as we do at the Backyard. Lizzie B's coming up in just a bit. Kevin on the computer. It's just a bustling down here as it always is in the morning. With us this morning from Midway ISD, we have Dr. Chris Allen and Ashley Futris, and they're telling us a little bit about preparations for the year. I guess most people don't think about that. You have to use both sides of the brain to wind down from the previous year, which isn't over yet, and then get ready for the kids coming in. That's amazing. So what are some of the challenges that you face as far as the first portion of the year? What are some of the toughest areas to get into the groove for?
So during startup, we have a couple priorities. Obviously, first thing is to make sure that we're properly staffed and that we have a teacher for every classroom who's highly prepared, highly motivated, and excited to be with young people. We're fortunate in that Midway is a destination district. Not only do people want to live here, teachers want to teach here. And so that helps us with that quite a bit. And then making sure those teachers are highly trained and highly prepared. The fact of the matter is that the demands of education are ever evolving. You and I were talking off air a minute ago about like AI and how that has changed things. Well, as you can imagine, there was a time when it was the job of the teacher to share knowledge with young people, and the truth is kids can get information faster than we can give it to them. So now it's much more about teaching kids how to evaluate information, know the difference between credible and non-credible information, and think.
Which is getting tougher.
Absolutely, right? So like the ability to think deeply and analytically, know how to take information and apply it. We're preparing kids for jobs that really haven't even been invented yet, right? And so that requires a different type of training, a different type of pedagogy. And so that's another big piece of that, is making sure that our teachers are kind of up to speed on the latest and greatest on what it takes to be a great teacher for young people. And then facilities, just making sure that things are clean and spit shined and ready to go. We want kids to be excited to come to school and feel like they're in an environment that's been specially prepared for them. Every single day a kid comes to school is an opportunity we have to create a lifelong memory for that young person. And the truth is, if you talk to most people, they have a memory from school, right?
Oh, of course.
So if they're going to have memories, we want to be intentional about making sure those are positive memories that are rooted in growth, struggle, but productive struggle, right? Not something that feels onerous or burdensome. So there's quite a bit that goes into it, and so we just want to make sure that we're fully prepared to make sure that our kids are ready to have these fantastic experiences that to prepare them for life and for the world, but also fills their hearts and just makes them feel like they're in a loved and welcoming environment.
Yeah, and I guess that's a big shift. I mean, we as youngsters could not wait to get out of school, but these kids today, I mean, they do. They love school. They love and extending that friendship and as long as they can. Now, some of the things that have changed this year, I know they're working on the doing away with some of the standardized testing and changing that around. The cell phone issue is probably a big deal.
Yeah.
Are you getting? Well, I guess it's too early to know if you're getting much pushback on that one. I'm sure you're excited about that.
Well,
to a certain degree, yeah.
we went through a process where we were going to make some adjustments to cell phones anyway, and then the state passed House Bill 1481, and that kind of took that out of our hands.
Sure.
What I would tell you is our students are extraordinarily well behaved.
Well, that's great.
We have the blessing of some great kiddos, and so yesterday was the first day of implementation of that. Obviously, you're going to have a few folks who either aren't completely aware of some of these shifts because they're just not quite tuned into back to school communications, or want to test the limits a little bit, but boy, that's such a low percentage. And so one of the great blessings that we have in Midway ISD is the great students we have who are supported by and raised by and nurtured by an incredible parent community. And so rules are part of life. We don't always like them, but they're there. And so our young people know that. They've been taught that both in school and at home. And so they have done what we've expected them to do in a way that's really remarkable. Very proud of them to this on that point. And so, we've had some shifts in those policies around the use of cell phones, but our kids are doing great.
Like you say, if you got the baseline down, if you've set the precedent for it, then it's a little easier to get the kids to fall in line. And the good thing too is you don't have to be the bad guy. Hey, state mandated, it wasn't all us. So you're selling Midway to prospective parents, students. I mean, what's your pitch to the parents as far as our school district is absolutely the one you want to go to?
You mentioned that, and we had a family district-wide back-to-school night at Raising Cane's in Hewitt on Wednesday evening, or I think it was Wednesday evening, and I was shocked at the amount of new families that came out to that. And so to that point, I would say our community sells itself, and the camaraderie, and those parents came up to me and made it a point to say, hey, we're new here, and we just want to say we have felt so welcome from the get-go, and we feel so supported, and we're coming from other school districts and other states, and we can say that we have not felt that level of support prior.
Wonderful.
So I would say that's a huge selling point for us. I mean, our programs and the grades that we're getting across the state as far as education goes. I mean, we had 2 students last year that got perfect scores. I mean, all of that speaks for itself, but the level of support from community is next level, and that's something that we can really hang our hat on.
Absolutely. Yeah, academics are great, and then great sports programs as well. You got athletic department as well. Now, how do you balance the new technology with some of the old things? We were talking about home economics yesterday. And how do you work the trade angle, like learning a trade and learning how to balance your checkbook and learning how to sew and learning how to cook and things like that? How do you balance all of that in a short, small, tiny school day?
So what I would tell you is I don't really think about it in terms of balance so much as I do integration. So like, for example, you were talking a little bit about trades versus, and I put that in air quotes, academics or whatever.
Sure.
The fact of the matter is, when you're in an evolving economy, every student has to have the ability to think through complex and difficult challenges. One of the things that we put an emphasis on is helping young people apply like the engineering thinking process through almost all academic endeavors. No matter what's going on, life ultimately boils down to problem solving.
Right.
And whether the problem you're trying to solve is you've got a sick pet at home and you need to get to the vet to get it healthy, or the problem you're trying to solve is the amount of plastic in our oceans. It's all problem solving.
Yes.
And so what we do is we expose our kids to the skills that you have to be a deep thinker through what we might have traditionally called core academics. And then you apply the skills you learn in deep thinking through real world problems. And that's a lot of what we do in our career technology programs, right? CTE. And I think in the old days, we used to think of it in terms of kids are either going vo-tech or college prep. And that's not really the case anymore. They heavily overlap. We do have students who come right out of school and have certifications in trades where they're immediately employable. We also have a lot of kids who graduate from high school and let's say what they want to do is be a doctor. But while they're with us, they've been through our farm tech program so they can work in a pharmacy. They are getting an entry-level job in the profession that they want to grow in long term. Wow. And so when I went to school, I worked in like food service. I was like doing sandwich prep and landscaping while trying to work my way through school through some of that time.
Right.
Well, one of the things we like to encourage our kiddos is get a trade or skill, come out, be able to, if you need to work while you go to school, at least work in an area where you're building resume and building contacts. Yes. And if it's a higher paying wage, then maybe you mitigate against the difficulties of long-term college debt. And so we think these things marry up and integrate. And it's about seeing it through sort of the complexity that we see in the world and responding to that by the way we prepare students to enter that world.
Yeah, wonderful. Give a man a fish.
Exactly right.
Teach a man a fish.
That's exactly
Love
right.
it. Well, great. We'll hear more from Dr. Chris and Ashley about Midway ISD and what they've got planned for this year and the upcoming school year. We'll be right back after another short message from our sponsors.
Terra Beds. Better sleep inspired by nature. You deserve better than synthetic. Get the unmatched comfort of natural latex and the superior support that can only be achieved through our uniquely heat-treated and stress-relieved steel coils. Your back, hips, and shoulders will fall into perfect alignment in any position, meaning that you get deeper, more comfortable rest. Visit ecoterrabeds.com.
Safely send money abroad in just a few steps with Remitly. Sign up with your email, enter an amount, choose how your loved ones would like to receive the money, enter your recipient's information, select a payment method, hit send, and relax, knowing your delivery time is guaranteed. Download the Remitly app today.
WhyPersonalLoans.com. We protect your information with advanced data encryption technology so you can request a loan with peace of mind and from the ease of your home. Request a loan anytime, day or night. Our partners can offer loans up to $35,000 with varying rates and terms. Review your loan offer with no obligation and decide what works for you. Visit personalloans.com today.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
Over the decades, ARB has consistently pushed boundaries, introducing groundbreaking products like our iconic bumpers, Oldman EMU suspension systems, air lockers, and the recent brushless air compressor. Each innovation is designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
Welcome back. Zach Owens Show live from downtown Waco, the Backyard Bar, Stage and Grill. Speaking of back and yard, Zach will be back Monday in the yard from his cruise. He's been to Croatia. He's been all over the place. So I wonder if he's going to recognize Waco. There's probably 15 more businesses and 20 coffee shops since he's been gone. But I tell you what, that doesn't matter. Take those 20 and throw them away, because this one right here is the one. Be Kind Coffee, one of our sponsors. Fantastic little shop over on Washington. I went over there the other morning because I will not boast about a place I haven't been, and I was pleasantly surprised. Great vibe over there, great coffee, great products. Food too, they have a giant, Kevin and I talked about it. We shared a bagel the size of that desk over there. So go see our friends at Be Kind Coffee. So we're here back to school week with our friends from Midway ISD. We'll talk to them a little bit more in a minute. And guess who else is here? One of our students, probably last run as a student, unless you go for a double master's or a triple. No, she clearly said that's ending now.
I'm done. I've thrown in the towel. Okay, walked across that stage, and I'll get there when I get there, if I get there.
With our Nashville news, please welcome Miss Lizzie B.
Why, thank you. So if you missed it, Taylor Swift went on the Kelsey Brothers podcast, New Heights, and announced her newest album, The Life of a Showgirl.
In the intro, Jason Kelsey dissed the fact that Taylor is from Nashville, stating that it was bullshit and she's from Reading, Pennsylvania. Jason, Mr. Kelsey, I believe that two things can be true at once. Ask her about Hendersonville High School. She is lore there. There's no way that she could have forgotten it. Also, the Rascal Flatts will be hitting the road in 2026. The trio just announced their 21 new tour dates with stops in Knoxville in mid-January and Nashville in early February. The band's 2026 tour is named after their 2006 hit and their most recent album, Life is a Highway Refueled Duets. I love the Rascal Flatts, but talk about beating a dead horse. This feels like just a giant cash grab. But that isn't new in the country music industry. Everyone participates. In fact, Lainey Wilson just dropped another cowgirl hat, making it the 25th color available, with each hat being priced at $150. It's no secret that cowboy hats are expensive, but imagine being there for the first drop and thinking that you could collect every one. If you have all 25 hats, that would put you in $3,750, no tax, no shipping included. Wow. I'm Lizzie B at the Backyard with your Nashville news, and I'll see you next time.
Gosh, you know they're going to twist that headline into Travis and Taylor on the outs because of high school discrepancies. And life is a highway, and TxDOT just put a sign detouring you off of that highway onto a side road. My goodness. Well, speaking of rascals and flats, we've got some rascals here from Midway ISD. I don't know that. I don't know you guys to be rascals. It's just a segue I use. Dr. Chris Allen and Ashley Futris, welcome, guys. So getting settled in for the first week of school and home life. How you guys have kids, so you've got to do the same balance that everybody else does.
So mine are mostly grown. I have a college graduate who is about to start his life as a professional and is, in fact, recently engaged. And so he's staying with us for a couple months as they get ready to make that transition.
Big transition, yeah.
Yeah. And then I have a junior in college who's majoring in professional flight with a minor in airplane repair. He's going to be an airplane mechanic and an airplane pilot. I like to say he's going to fix them and fly them. And he actually arrives back from Alaska this evening, so we'll be picking him up at the airport. So my life's kind of in that transition phase into empty nesting. Yeah. I'll tell you, though, it does give me a little bit of an interesting perspective in terms of what I do professionally, right? Because I have seen it from the first day of school to the last day of public school through college and beyond. And so every step of the way as a husband and as a father, I feel like it's really given me a deeper level of understanding, in some ways maybe even empathy for what it is we do every day through the school system.
Sure, and to extend to the parents. I mean, just not to focus on the kids, but understand what the parents are going through and
yes,
the struggles there.
100%. I say that the work of parenting is raising them, the courage of parenting is letting them go, and trying to hold both of those thoughts in your mind simultaneously. You know, the trust that we have with parents as providers, not just of education, but as the people who care for these kids during significant portions of the day, it's a sacred trust.
Absolutely.
And it's a stewardship that is rooted in something far deeper and more eternal than I think anything that I can quantify in human terms. It's hard to describe the love that a parent has for their child. And I think that if we don't keep that forefront in our decision making, it is about educating the child, but it's about honoring really the deepest level of commitment that you can have to another person and to a community. I often remind our staff that the single most powerful way that you can love somebody is to deeply care for and provide for their child. Yeah. You do something for one of my kids, we're friends for life.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And the same's true in our system. And we have the privilege and the honor, and I would say the blessing, to be able to partner with parents in that way for 172 days of the school year, every year, pre-K through graduation, and in some cases beyond. We have a lot of graduates who come back and end up working for us or living in the community, and we get second, third, and fourth generation Midway kiddos. Yeah. And so it's a legacy that I'm not sure I'll understand till I get to the pearly gates.
Yeah. Well, and too, when they reciprocate, like you say, you've got great students, you've got great families too. So when the parent is as involved as you are, because you've seen that over the years. Folks go, okay, here's somewhere for my kid to go during the day while I do my thing. But you've got great parents and great kids. And with technology changing, with education changing, with the expectations through testing, but the safety of the kids too has become even more paramount too.
Yeah.
So that you are trusted and that you guys take that so seriously. So no kiddos in your house?
I'm just a proud auntie to 2 little nephews and then honorary auntie to a lot of friends' kiddos.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yes. So brother or sister has one in school?
Sister has 2 in school, but in the Dallas area.
Do you get that call? Oh gosh, she won't let me brush her hair. How old is the kid?
He's 3, and
Oh.
he gets to go to the lunchroom now and make lunchroom decisions on what he eats for lunch. So I get to hear that on the way home. She calls me every day on the way home. And yesterday he got to choose between chicken soup or a burger, and he definitely chose the burger.
Okay.
Smart.
I don't know about Chris, but I didn't get to make many decisions at 3.
I was pretty shocked. I was pretty shocked. Hey, we start early, life decisions.
So when is graduation typically? Still in May, or does
Yes, we do it. We normally do it the Friday right before Memorial Day, and that's where we'll land this year as well.
And how many did Midway graduate this year?
About 670.
Gosh, that is so crazy. My graduating class from McGregor High School in 1986, and then 1900 was 53.
Yeah.
So wow. Yeah, my oldest son, who's a tech graduate, he's in education as well too, and he graduated from Robinson, and for a year he went to Midway, and said, wow, there's a lot more kids over here. And, and it was just a little too much for him, so we ended up going back to the small hometown feel. But you guys do a great job facilitating and taking care of all those kids. You've been doing it for a while. When you had said that enrollment has stayed about the same, that's great because you know what to gauge. You get a tremendous growth, and it's got to be a challenge to say, what are we going to do? We got enough teachers. What's the average teacher to student ratio in the classrooms?
Well, that's interesting because it's different throughout the grade levels, right?
Sure.
So at our elementaries, it's typically about 1 to 22.
Okay.
And then we try and keep that 1 to 25 or 6 as you move up to the secondary levels. It's not always quite. These things flex with our student enrollment, so it's not always that good. My wife's a teacher at Midway High School. She has some classes that have 28 in them or so. And so we try really, really hard to keep that number under 30. And I will tell you, it's a privilege to have the opportunity to set that as a goal. There are many, many school districts in the state of Texas right now, just because of ongoing budget constraints.
Yes.
It is common to walk into a classroom and there be well over 30 kids in class. And we try to manage that the best we can for our teachers and for our students. And I know that seems like it ought to be the reverse order, one out the kiddos.
No, it makes sense.
What the research will tell you is that the greatest predictor of whether or not a student's going to learn is a high quality teacher.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's a greater predictor than student to teacher ratio even. You take a great teacher and give them 50 kids, those kids are going to learn. You take a marginal teacher and give them 10 kids, those kids are going to struggle. And so we try and kind of, again, find that balance between great teachers, great student-teacher ratios, so that we make sure that every student's on a path toward individual success and kind of spinning off what Ashley was saying, options. I feel like we've succeeded if when a kid graduates, they have a full range of options for what they want to do in their life, and they're not limited by their level of skill or knowledge attainment.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing that hasn't changed. I mean, we all remember the worst. You see a news cycle, you see social media complaining about this and complaining about that. People will tend to go to social media and tell you how terrible the meal was or their service. But we all remember the teacher that made an impact on us, the counselor that made an impact on us, more so than I don't remember my worst teacher, but I certainly remember my best going through school. Mm-hmm. So that's good to hear. Well, that's great. That's great. Well, today is August 15th, Friday, August 15th. So I hope you had a great week so far. I hope you got a good weekend planned. I hope this gnat leaves before I kill him. Today there's a lot going on today. I guess Fridays tend to be a little bit more busy. And I don't know, Ashley was asking me earlier, who comes up with these national this day and national that day. I have no idea, but they have too much time on their hands. It's Kevin. You don't come up with them, you just report them. Today is, and I do like this one, National Relaxation Day. So today is Friday, which is a good day for it to fall on. I doubt very seriously it ever falls on a Monday. National Relaxation Day. So when you get off work today, grab you a cold beverage of whatever type you prefer, sit by the pool and relax. There it is, great picture there. Just got a good book, that's the way to do it. National Leathercraft Day. For all of our leather crafting, talk about trades. Sure. Maybe things that you don't think about that you don't see as often, but National Leathercraft Day. I've got a friend that makes wallets and purses and belts and boots and stuff. It's a great craft. Long-time craft, probably one of the oldest professions in the world. So National Leathercraft Day today, August 15th. I saw Dr. Allen's ears and eyes perk up when I said National Lemon Meringue Pie Day. You a lemon meringue pie guy?
Yeah, if it's got the word pie in it, I'm probably your guy.
But the right pie, this pie, not the math pie, right?
Okay, so I'm down with either. Like, we'll measure it and then we'll eat it.
Yeah, exactly. National Lemon Meringue Pie Day. But the balance has to be right. It has to be a big fluffy meringue, but when there's this much, there's just not enough content there. It's just fluff. It's like cotton candy.
Yeah.
I don't understand this one. And I guess a lot of the cats that sit at home and watch the show all day long and do other things probably they shouldn't be doing. National No SpongeBob Day. So, yeah, you got to take a day off from watching SpongeBob, I suppose, or at least quoting SpongeBob. Sorry, Patrick.
It's hell.
National No SpongeBob Day. He's even got the no symbol. Good job, Kev. National Men's Grooming Day. Fellas, pay attention. Some of you should do a little more grooming. Today is National Men's Grooming Day. So ladies, help the fellows out. Trim up that beard. Trim those eyebrows. If you're getting older like me, trim the ears. Everywhere. Hair starts coming out of places you never even knew it could. And this one, I hope nobody's celebrating this one. Today is National Failures Day, a day encouraging people to embrace failure as a part of growth and resilience. It promotes learning from setbacks and striving forward. So that's a positive thing. Many people that are extremely successful have had many failures in their life and bounce back. So this cat falling off the ladder there on the graphic or falling off the Jenga table, it's not a failure, it's just a minor setback. I always say this, there's no bad days, there's just bad portions of good days. So, National Failure Day. Get back up on your feet again and keep pledging along. All right. We'll be back with after a word from our sponsors with the Zach Owens Show live from downtown Waco.
Hi, my name's Erica, and today I'm going to be taking you through my skincare routine using the Tasmanian Spring Water range from Sand and Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself. It's packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid and fermented sea kelp to reduce redness and irritation, which I experience daily. So that's it. It's so quick and so easy, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on their screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. With our feature called Popple Direct, you can pop one of your links directly. I turned Direct on for Instagram. Now when I pop someone's phone, it opens directly to my Instagram. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
Welcome to Market XLS, your all-in-one Excel solution for investors. Designed as an enterprise-grade platform, Market XLS caters to investment managers, registered investment advisors, asset managers, financial analysts, option traders, and individual investors alike. We kickstart your journey with AI and an automatic spreadsheet. Market XLS is your gateway to intelligent, secure, and efficient investment management and research. Book your free demo.
Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, we've got your team's colors running through our veins. From official replica kits to custom player prints of your favorite stars like Ronaldo, Messi, and Kane, Kitbag is your one-stop shop for all things football. Powered by Fanatics, we deliver to over 180 countries, ensuring you get the gear you need fast. For true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's kitbag.com. Kitbag. For 75 years, Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. No gimmicks, just durable, well-designed bottles built to last. Join us in our mission to amplify life, not complicate it. Because at Nalgene, what goes into our bottles matters as much as the adventures they fuel. Explore more at nalgene.com. That's NALGENE.com. Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Since 2003, we've been connecting buyers and sellers, providing access to sold-out events at prices lower than most secondary market options. Whether it's sports, theater, or concerts, our massive nationwide network ensures you get the tickets you want, guaranteed. For the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. That's TICKETLIQUIDATOR.com.
Welcome back, Zach Owens Show live from the Backyard Bar, Stage and Grill. I'm your guest host all week, Brian Brown, from the Backyard, Sloppy Joe Band, and many other things. And I kind of miss school sometimes. It's back to school week. We've got our friends here from Midway ISD, Dr. Chris Allen and Ashley Futris. And we were just talking about all the changes that have happened just in this past year. There's been quite a few changes and more coming. So school choice has been kind of a hotbed issue, and I think really all you guys can do is just go, look, if you have a choice, we're going to present the best product we can here. I don't want to call it necessarily a product, but the best environment for them. So tell me kind of how you guys are working through and getting ready for that decision to come through.
I'm hesitating. I'm going to answer your question, but I'm going to circle back to the actual premise of the question in a minute if I can. You know, one of the things that we're really proud of in Midway is that it really doesn't matter what your student's passion point is. We have a place for them to connect. Yeah. We're building an airplane in the high school right now. That's amazing. We won state championships in baseball and softball. For the last 16 years in a row, we've been identified as one of the best communities in the nation for the provision of instruction in fine arts. Our GT programming is second to none. As Ashley mentioned earlier, we had a student who received a perfect score on the ACT and a different student who got a perfect score on the SAT. And so if academics are your deal and you want to go in on that, we offer a whole host of AP programming, college on-ramps programming, dual credit with MCC. There's almost nothing that a student might have an interest in which we don't offer programming. And at a high level, we won the National Congressional College App Development Award this year with a student of one of ours. And these kids are the ones who are earning these accomplishments. Right. And I don't want to say anything that takes the spotlight off of them. Sure. It is worth noting, though, that the person who's holding that spotlight on them is one of our teachers. Yeah. Okay. Right? Yes. So they're being developed, they're being grown, and they're being put in a position to have that level of success. We send students to colleges all over the country, from Stanford to Baylor and everything in between. Yeah. And so I'm not one who feels like, you know, we have to talk about a whole lot of what is going on around us if we'll just kind of explain to people what we do. And I would tell you that if you really want to know what's exciting about Midway and why you should put your students with us, talk to our parents. Yeah. They have great experiences. You mentioned earlier, you know, people take to social media where they're not real happy. We don't have much of that. Yeah. We have a little bit like everybody does, but it's rarely about our educational offerings. It's about tangential issues. Yeah. And so we think that is something that allows us to be unique a little bit in the state of Texas. And here's the other thing. We're constantly looking for more. Yeah. We just don't stop, and that's kind of where Ashley comes in. Mm-hmm. You know, you were talking earlier about her typical day, and I wasn't going to answer for her, but some portion of those days are me walking over to her office and saying, we've got this new idea. We don't have the state funding to support it. Do you think we might have someone in our community who'd want to help get behind this? And then she goes to work.
That's fun about my job, though. I've been in the community for a really long time, so making those connections with how our community can get involved with the school, because our community is just as excited to get involved with the school. They just don't necessarily know where they can plug in. So I'm that connecting piece, and that is my favorite part of my job. But when I came back, you're talking about the different offerings. When I came back into this position, it was my first time to be in the high school in almost 20 years, and I'm walking through and I'm like, oh my gosh, this career and technical education wing is absolutely insane. Like, we're talking, I said, like, how do I come back to high school? You can do fashion merchandising, you could go into nursing, there's just so much. It's incredible, and if you guys ever get the opportunity to come out and see it, I encourage you to. But there's just, as Dr. Allen was saying, there are so many opportunities for students to plug in, and I really think that sets us apart.
Well, and asking for money is never easy, but it's a little easier when you could say we've produced these results.
Absolutely.
So if you guys want to contribute to a great program, a great organization.
In fact, to that point, one of the things that happens today is the Texas Education Agency releases some academic ratings. We have been and continue to be an A-rated district, despite the fact they keep changing the STAR exam to try and make it harder for schools to make A's, despite the fact that they continue to cut funding, and they de facto, although most people don't understand it, but they created a de facto cut again in this last round.
Yeah.
And we overcome because of our great teachers and the support we receive from our parents.
And students.
Oh my gosh.
They're willing to do the work.
The kiddos are just so, they're like, you talk about why come to Midway, so your kid can hang out with our kids, man. We got the best kids.
Yeah. Well, and you lay out tools, not excuses for them, you know. So many times that's the thing. Here's what it takes to be successful. Here's how to do it. You do the work and you'll achieve what you want to achieve. So that's great. That's a great thing about the school. Well, how can we find out more about the organization? What's the best website, best platform to go to?
MidwayISD.org. I mean, it's really easy, and we lay out just about everything there. And then I would strongly encourage you to just come to our events, come to anything we're doing, whether it's a band concert or something we're doing in theater. Obviously, we have a full range of athletic events and opportunities. We offer everything the UIL will allow you to offer in the world of athletics. It's always a good idea to get a hold of Ashley. It isn't always just about asking for money. A lot of times it's just about connecting people with areas of interest. It is not uncommon for business leaders to come to us and say, hey, we want to come talk to the students about what's evolving in career. She helps us make those connections.
Wonderful.
And so it's partnership in the deepest sense of the word. And so we're really excited about that.
Great. Social media presence?
Social media presence. We have Midway ISD. All of our campuses have their own social media presence, so they're very active on it. And then we have MISD Foundation, and that's where you can kind of see some of our grants in action and the other ways that we support the district.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping in. I know it's a busy week. Appreciate you guys making time. Hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Breather before it kicks right back up on Monday morning.
Yeah, get to that national relaxation day as quick as we can.
Once again, from Midway ISD, Dr. Chris Allen and Ashley Futris. Appreciate you guys again coming by. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors with more news and music.
Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Join us at golfpartnerusa.com and discover why we're the trusted choice for golf lovers worldwide. That's GOLFPARTNERUSA.com. Golf Partner.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress. It's like a wearable hug for your nervous system that helps you calm down and feel better. The Apollo wearable will send gentle vibrations to your body, like a song you can feel instead of hear. You feel better. You sleep better. And you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
When you learn a language with Babbel, you start a journey that takes you further and further. Anytime and anywhere you wish. It's easy and fun. Broadens your horizons and keeps your brain fit. A journey into new thoughts, new cultures, new adventures. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Babbel now. Go to babbel.com or download the app.
BadCreditLoans.com is a pioneering service provider that has carved a reputation in the financial industry for its dedication to helping individuals with bad credit secure loans. By making timely repayments, borrowers can gradually repair their credit history, thereby increasing their chances of securing better loan terms in the future. BadCreditLoans.com serves as a beacon of hope for those with bad credit. Simple, fast, and reliable loan application process. And its commitment to responsible borrowing makes it a trusted partner in the journey towards financial stability.
Did you know nearly all stock price changes of 10% or more result from a single news headline? These news catalysts create trading opportunities every day. All you need is a little help to reach out and take them. It doesn't matter if your investment budget is small or big. All you need is Benzinga Pro and its powerful news alerts, price tracking, and portfolio monitoring. Subscribe now, and we'll skyrocket your portfolio today.
I've always had thin hair my whole life. It breaks off at a certain length. In the last 6 months, I've noticed it just really bad. I mean, you could totally see it. I wear a hat a lot. I tried several different products. My experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
BosleyMD.com.
Hey, welcome back. Zach Owen Show live on a Friday morning here at the Backyard Bar, Stage, and Grill. We're talking a bit about what we've got coming up here. But you know what we did? We almost let our guests get away without embarrassing themselves with Bad Joke of the Day. It's a tradition we have here at the Zach Owen Show. It's probably been going on for years. It doesn't say bad on there, but believe me, after they read through, they realized Bad Joke of the Day. So either of you guys can start and present the Bad Joke of the Day.
All right. I was raised right, so we're going to go ladies first.
Okay, here we go. What did the sock say to the shoe?
What did the sock, dramatic pause, say to the shoe? Hit me, Ashley.
You complete me.
Oh my goodness. That's a sweet joke.
That's early in the Tom Cruise career. Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go.
Dr. Chris?
What do you call a sleepy bull?
What do you call a sleepy bull?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. What do you call a sleepy bull?
A bulldozer.
Oh my goodness. You know what? Those might be two of the best bad jokes we've had all week.
Yeah.
The other ones, I can't even fake chuckle on the other ones. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, great delivery. Well, education is going great for you guys, but if that ever does start to wane, you need a side job, stand up.
Okay. It's good to know.
You guys out. Well, thanks again for you guys stopping in and visit with us and telling us about the great things over at Midway ISD. So, talking about local schools, local happenings, local bulldozers, we've got some local news and what's going on in our entertainment options here in Waco, Texas, with our friend Lizzie B. with the Act Locally segment.
Absolutely. So, the Heart of Texas Speedway is bringing back weekly racing action tonight with gates opening at 6 p.m. and the hot lap starting at 7:30. Adult tickets are $20, but they have fair deals for kids, veterans, and students. The Eastside Market is celebrating their 6th anniversary at Brotherwell Brewing tomorrow, August 16th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. With your favorite vendors, food trucks, and creatives, you do not want to miss this market. In fact, Eastside Market claims to be more than just that. It's a space where stories are shared, culture is celebrated, and community is centered. Finally, the Waco Pack is celebrating our favorite kid wizard's birthday with a live performance of Harry Potter tomorrow night. Join the Waco Pack the evening of August 16th for a one-of-a-kind improv adventure filled with spells, surprises, and spontaneous silliness. You can purchase tickets online and check out the rest of their events. I'm Elizabeth Riley with Act Locally Waco, and I will see you next time.
That's our friend Lizzie B. telling us what's going on in the community. If you guys are getting out for the weekend, be safe, of course, but check out all the great things we have to offer here. Speaking of great things, how about a word from our great sponsors?
At Two Zanes, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit twosains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels, our rebounders improve accuracy, control, and technique in both sports. Built with premium materials for durability and ease of use, they're ideal for training anywhere, anytime. Whether you're perfecting your soccer game or sharpening your lacrosse skills, Open Goal USA has you covered. Visit OpenGoAAALUSA.com and elevate your training today.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Introducing Muck-Off's classic pink bike cleaner.
So this is going to be my monitor, main monitor over here.
That breaks down dirt and grime on a microscopic level while protecting your bike's delicate finish. Developed by Matt developer Alex and tested by riders, our products are made by riders. Discover more at us.muc-off.com, where we break the mold to bring you the best in bike care.
me an angel.
For You Health.
Flies from Montgomery.
Should be accessible, inclusive.
Make me a poster, Lord, from an old rodeo.
Feeling your best. Say goodbye to
I can't hear
long waits and
myself
office
at
visits.
all.
Check your health on your own terms.
I need to hear myself better.
Visit foryouhealth.com
A little bit better.
today and free yourself from traditional.
All right. Now let's see. Check. All right, I think that'll probably do.
Full Well, we bring together the expertise of registered
I know how it is.
MDs and OBGYNs to give you the best.
Okay, this mic close
support.
enough?
Our research-backed bioavailable formulas are crafted with your health in mind, ensuring the highest quality and safety. From preconception to pregnancy and beyond, we exceed industry standards with independent testing for harmful contaminants. With our comprehensive practitioner directory, personalized care is always within reach. Full Well, your trusted partner on your fertility journey. Visit us at fullwellfertility.com.
What you got?
Welcome back, Backyard Bar Station Grill, for the Zach Owen Live Show here in downtown Waco. Another beautiful day, beautiful Friday, so hope you got some great weekend plans. You know what's good for a weekend? Music. And we've always got some great music here at the Backyard. Tonight we have Johnny Joe's and the band. And what that is, my buddy Johnny Joe Ramos and his son, Johnny Joe Ramos. Fantastic blues, rock, Latin, flared, soul, R&B. Johnny's just a great performer, great singer, and a great guitar player, and the whole band is great. So that's tonight. Tomorrow night is Andrew Bagger, which is a solo R&B, neo-soul, blues kind of artist. So that's tomorrow night. And then Sunday's our big flood relief show for all of our friends down in the Kerr County area. We're doing a fundraiser. $10 gets you in the door. It's from 2 to 8. 6 bands, which 1,666,666. We did the math on that. That's $1.60. That's $1.67 per band, which is a bargain. We'll have some silent auction items and many ways to give. If you can't make it on Sunday, go to stubwire.com or backyardwaco.com and check out the link, because we've got some simply donate buttons there. $10, $20. Everything helps. Every penny, every single penny through the door, through the silent auction, goes to our suffering folks down there in Kerr County. So musicians, we talk about musicians being good-hearted folks. You have to have a pretty good heart to get into this, because it certainly isn't for the money. And just met Mr. Charlie Weyler, walking in today, looking sharp, ready to perform for us. Where are you from, Charlie?
I live in Rockdale.
Rockdale, okay. Down the road, heading towards College Station area.
Over yonder.
So it's and I'm from McGregor. It's good to be from the small towns, because you can springboard here and there.
Right.
Probably not a lot going on in Rockdale as there wasn't in McGregor, but it's not too far to get where the action is.
We're an hour from everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So how long you been playing, my friend?
I didn't start playing until I was 40 years old, so that'd be about 28 years now.
Okay. And what made you make that jump? What made you want to start playing music?
Well, I guess back when I was raised up around the Big Thicket National Forest area, southeast Texas. And me and my buddy Clay used to do a lot of fishing down there, but I remember one time he played the guitar and stuff, and had a little band, and one time the creek dried up, and so there wasn't any fishing to do, so I took in with the guitar for a little bit, and still a perpetual learner.
Yeah, well, we always are. When you stop learning, you can't stop learning. You have to keep on learning. Well, great. Well, we get us started with a song, my friend, if you'll.
Okay, well, this is the title song of my CD, Endless Summer, which is streaming worldwide on Spotify, iTunes. And this is a song that I wrote for my wife, Rana, and it's about the first summer we spent together.
All right, Mr. Charlie Weyler.
It's a love song. I was just a lonesome stranger with a cold and icy past, after a winter filled with danger. Oh, the spring was coming fast. I could see her from a distance. She had confidence and charm. Although I knew her circumstance, her heart was true and warm. The fisted hand of fate had dealt us each a painful blow. How I ever got a date, heaven only knows. The spring became the summer, and our love grew so intense. We shared so many good times that our summer never ended. Now the seasons, they may change, each one different from the other, but we'll always remain right here, living in our endless summer. Now your summers may turn into fall. The winter winds will howl and plunder. In spring the earth is new again, just trying to recover. But we hardly even notice them. Oh, 'cause we'll always remember the way our true love first began, back there in that endless summer. Now the seasons, they may change, each one different from the other, but we'll always remain right here, living in our endless summer. Yes, the seasons, they may change, each one different from the other, but we'll always remain right here, living in our endless summer. Oh, my heart is still aflame, my dear, living in our endless summer. And every day's a sunny day right here, living in our endless summer.
Oh, yeah. Charlie Weyler right there. In the
thank
summer.
you.
Well, brother, I don't know what took you so long to get to music, but I'm glad you got there. That's fantastic. So
you
engaging. You got a new fan. I'm telling you right now. I just got a text from a gentleman. You might know who he is. It said, ask Charlie if he has a fan club president or a road manager. I might be interested in that job. And the fact that it came from this guy, Zach texted me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to know. So he's probably on the plane right now, leaving Europe.
Yeah,
saying, hey, that's
poor
good.
thing.
Yeah, poor thing. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's a good message. I appreciate that, and I'll be in touch. And no, I don't have any of those people. No, I'm interested.
So starting on the swamp there, and then working into you play some clubs and bars and different events. Kind of what kind of gigs does Charlie Weyler have?
Well, every fourth Saturday of the month, I'm at Roots Bistro in Georgetown Courthouse Square.
Okay.
Now I've been over there 8 years. And we have a big time there every fourth Saturday of the month.
Okay.
So I invite everyone to come out for that. I play different venues all over Central Texas, the Brazos Valley, the Hill Country, and every second Tuesday down in Rockdale, Texas, at Moon Brew Coffee Company, I have the Charlie Weyler Picking Circle.
Okay.
And man, we have us a big time there every other Tuesday night. Now, Casey was there last week. And,
wonderful.
We'll get the chairs around in a circle. And, we have all types of musicians there. And each gets a one song, and we pass it along, and we all play together and harmonize, and harmonica and fiddle.
And I'll tell you
ukulele.
what, if you've never been to a picking circle, man, there's nothing like it, because there's a little bit of a plan in that. I know what song I'm going to start with, but the things that develop from those, like you said, the harmonies, and take a solo, Jimmy, and it's just a great thing. And it's never the same.
We've had the best time over there, and we're going into our 9th month. We started in January.
That's wonderful.
And so the public is welcome there. So.
And you said 4th Saturday, so I guess this is the 5th Saturday. So last weekend you were in Georgetown?
The 2nd Tuesday of the month.
And the Georgetown show was 4th?
4th Saturday in Georgetown.
Okay.
And I got some other venues where I'm playing. My mind is blank right now, if you don't mind.
They all run together, but
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I noticed
catch up with me on my Facebook page, Charlie Weyler. And I do all my advertising there.
And that's Charlie with an I-E, and Weyler is W-E-Y-L-E-R.
Yes.
And man, I'll tell you what, it's great. First time I've heard you, and I dig it, because one thing that we find is we struggle with as musicians is we're playing and people having conversations and visiting, but you're very engaging, my friend, and it makes you shut up and listen. Yeah. So I appreciate that.
Us musicians don't have time to go see one another.
Right,
We're busy,
that's exactly.
But, CharlieWeyler.com is my website also. Okay. You can catch my music there and my event schedule.
Wonderful. Well, that's fantastic, my friend. Well, how about another? You got another one for us?
Yes, sir. Now, this is another song I wrote for my wife, and her birthday was coming up, and a bass player friend of mine and I were sitting on my front porch one Sunday evening, picking and grinning, and he's like, Charlie, what you going to get your wife for her birthday next week? I'm like, oh, my God. He remembered it. I forgot. I said, well, I really don't know. He said, well, I got an idea. And my friend Mike Wall worked at the state capitol there in Austin. And he gave me a lady's business card for the state treasurer of Texas. And he said, you can call this lady Monday morning and have the daily flag raised in your wife's honor on her birthday. And I said, man, I didn't know you could do that. He said, yeah. And so I did. I called the lady. She said, yes, sir, we can do that. And said, we'll raise the flag at daybreak on Monday morning, on her birthday. And you're invited to attend, and we'll give you a free tour of the Capitol to boot. And so we did. And she said, after that, we'll deliver that flag to your residence with a certificate of commemoration from the state of Texas. So this is going in the history books. And on that certificate, you get a one-line slogan to your honey. Now, how would you like that to read, sir? And I'm on the phone with her, I'm like, can I call you tomorrow? She said, no. But, Charlie, can't you think of something nice to say about your wife on her birthday? I said, well, you are the lone star of my heart. That's how this song was born. Sovereign state of Texas, oh, she means so much to me. From the tales of the Texas Rangers to my Wahlberg family, I never really thought that I'd be proud to say one thing means more to me than my precious Lone Star State. Well, I don't believe in love at first sight. Oh, but I can recognize a work of art. I never felt a feeling so right. Darling, you're the lone star of my heart. Well, I've lived in other places, oh yes, I've been around. But the Lone Star State to me is hallowed ground. But when I looked into those blue eyes, I knew right from the start I had found the Lone Star of my heart. Well, I don't believe in love at first sight. Oh, but recognize a work of art. I never felt a feeling so right. Darling, you're the lone star of my heart. I don't believe in love at first sight. Oh, but I can recognize a work of art. I never felt a feeling so right. Darling, you're the lone star of my heart. Yes, you are. Darling, you're the lone star of my heart. All right now, thank you. Lone star
Great.
of my heart.
Well, I'm glad you came up with that line. Now, how moved was Mama about that? Was she
That's
happy?
a good line. I can recognize a work of art.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That did me some good, yeah.
How long y'all been together?
Oh, we've been together 18 years.
Okay, wonderful. Now, you grew up where?
I grew up in Coombs, Texas.
Okay, okay.
North of Beaumont. Born and raised there in the Big Thicket.
Yeah. And boy, I tell you, if folks don't know why they call it the Big Thicket, just head out that
brother,
way.
If you go over there, you'll find out.
Absolutely. In some of those areas on 20 and down south where you're driving through those, the archway of the trees there. What a beautiful area.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. There's so many different kinds of forage and wildlife there.
Well, and a good woman is an inspiration, and so are some good surroundings.
Yes,
So,
that was the inspiration for most of my first songwriting experiences.
For sure.
Yes.
We'll take a quick break to get a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with some more. Charlie Weyler.
Thank you.
If your boots are worn down or your go-to shoes have seen better days, it's time for a visit to Patrick's Dry Cleaners Boot and Shoe Repair. Heel tips, sole replacements, full leather conditioning, even purse repair. Locally owned and community trusted, with 2 convenient locations to serve you. Our main facility at 1810 North Valley Mills Drive and 117 North 7th Street. So don't toss those old favorites. Bring them back to life with Patrick's Dry Cleaners Boot and Shoe Repair.
Dive into adventure with Scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. With over 20 years of experience, our expert staff, who've dived everywhere from the Galapagos to the Maldives, provides personalized advice to help you find the perfect gear for any underwater journey. Shop leading brands like GoPro, Aqualung, and Scuba Pro. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust Scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at Scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com. Scuba.com. BizChair.com, your one-stop shop for premium commercial furniture that blends quality with affordability. From ergonomic office chairs to durable restaurant seating, we cater to diverse industries including corporate, medical, hospitality, and education. With over 20 years of experience, we offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high-traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at BizChair.com to transform your business. At Mitzi, we believe the right light can transform any space. Born from a third-generation lighting family, we craft beautifully designed, premium lighting that's made to be affordable. Inspired by Grandma Mitzi's eclectic style, we're on a mission to make high-quality lighting accessible to all. Whether you're updating your space or adding a unique fixture, Mitzi has the perfect design for you. Beautiful, well-made lighting without the high price tag. Discover your perfect light at Mitzi.com. That's MITZI.com. Mitzi. Founded in 1910, Samsonite is the world leader in durable, high-quality luggage and travel accessories. Made to the highest standards, our products won't let you down. We give you the confidence to get out there and explore. Inspired by the past, devoted to the present, and built to inspire a multi-generational future, Samsonite is here to elevate your journey. Travel with Samsonite and pack confidence every step of the way. Shop now at shop.samsonite.com. The grinder mentality that Randy and Brent Habert built into 44 Pro runs deep within our team. Every member shares a passion for the craft, the game, and most importantly, the player. When you step onto the field with a 44 Pro custom glove, you'll feel the difference. It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Hey, we're back with the Zach Owens Show live here at the Backyard Bar, Stage and Grill, downtown Waco, Texas. Friday. Zach's back on Monday. Zach's checking in with us. Zach's checking out Charlie. Thanks to our sponsors there. Listen, if you're watching this later in the day, don't fast forward through those commercials. Some of those places you may not have even heard of or checked out yet, so watch all the commercials. And I'll tell you what, with school back in session, you said you're down to one car. Are you back to two yet? Or
Nope.
Sure? Yeah, it always seems to happen that way when it rains and pours, especially the start of school week. Well, our friends over at Mike's Car Care have been doing people right in the Central Texas area for a long time. Brakes, auto repair, tires, anything you need to get yourself back on the road and going. Our friend Mike Land over there and all the great crew at Mike's Car Care, 254-732-1202 over on Sanger Avenue. Easy to find, take care of you. Like I say, they don't just take the credit card or the check. They make sure that by the time you leave, you're happy, everything's running smooth. So our good friends at Mike Car Care, go see them. All right. Well, speaking of good friends, we've got a new friend here, Mr. Charlie Weyler. Charlie, I'm going to tell you what's going on today in country music history. And there's just one thing that popped up. So besides, now we've got two. Because just like you had the National Flag Day for your wife, we've got Charlie's debut on the Zach Owens Show Live. In 1977, and I'm going to be honest, not one of my favorite artists, but definitely an icon, Reba McEntire released her solo self-titled debut album on Mercury Records. The album featured her first single, which was called I Don't Want to Be a One-Night Stand. But the album was not a commercial success. It failed to chart, but obviously she kept going. And we talked about earlier today is National Failure Day, which doesn't mean you want to fail, but what happens is you just keep plugging along. So the first album, that's back when you had more than one shot at it, you know?
Yep.
They would develop an artist, and she doesn't even look the same in that picture. You can tell she the hair got bigger and the clothes got flashier. But Reba McEntire, country legend, 1977 was her debut and still going strong. Another one that's going strong is Mr. Charlie Weyler from the Rockdale area. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show. So we talked a little bit about you being a little bit late bloomer, I guess we could call it, in the music aspect of it.
Yes, sir.
Now, growing up, music is probably always a big part of it. You always loved music, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Who were some of the artists that growing up were just your favorites?
Well, growing up around my house, there was, Mama had Elvis. My daddy was a big fan of Ernest Tubb.
Oh, okay.
You know? And we had the country music radio going all the time. Back in those days, in the 60s, we had AM radio that kind of played everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And, that was sitting in the kitchen window. And then during the 70s, we had some of the best all-around music. We had everything from Allman Brothers to Waylon and Willie came along with the progressive country. Jerry Jeff Walker, that was one of my big influences there.
Absolutely.
And then, but yeah, that's country, rock, blues.
Sure.
Play blues harp too.
Just music in general. And once you start digging in, you find that it's all intertwined and the influences.
Right.
And then singer-songwriter guys, like you say, Jerry Jeff, you got your Townes Van Zandt, Guy Clark, guys like that.
Yes.
Boys, storytellers, you know. Not Vince Gill, beautiful voice, maybe rough, ragged voices, but the guys could tell a story and move you, right?
The story is what counts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you started writing, you started playing in your 40s,
Yep.
and started writing how much longer after that?
Well, it wasn't long. You know, I spent a lot of my time on the creek bank there, and I got what a lot of people call my creek bank sound.
Yeah.
And it was from my early days of playing, and that's kind of what I'd like to do for you next is one of my creek bank songs.
Sure. Well, let's hear it.
Well, you know, we well, this is kind of wraps it all up. This is a song I wrote called "Getting on the Creek Bank, Getting Down."
All right, Charlie Weyler.
The peaceful water's flowing, lots of good friends all around. Everybody's going on the creek bank, getting down. Springtime creeping on the big thicket. Good times rolling round the bend. I love the fishing, I'm wishing that old creek would rise again. 'Cause baby, that's really what this song is all about. Getting on the creek bank, getting down. Well, I come here to enjoy the beauty God has given us, to get away from the city, from the bitching and the fuss. I see my baba dancing on the water like it should. I'm smoking and I'm drinking and I'm feeling real good. 'Cause baby, that's really what this song is all about. I said getting on the creek bank, getting down. Now if you wanna have a good time, baby, won't you come around? It's a place where we can go with many pleasures to be found. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Accept my invitation, I would never let you down. Been coming here for a long time, and I know what I'm talking about. Just walk on down the creek bank till you hear those guitar sounds. Some old country boys are playing the best music around. 'Cause baby, that's really what this song is all about. I said getting on the creek bank, getting down. Now if you wanna have a good time, baby, won't you come around? It's a place where we can go with many pleasures to be found. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Accept my invitation, I would never let you down. Been coming here for a long time, and I know what I'm talking about. Just walk on down that creek bank till you hear those guitar sounds. Some old country boys are playing the best music around. 'Cause baby, that's really what this song is all about. I said getting on the creek bank, getting down. I said y'all getting on the creek bank, getting down. I said y'all getting on the creek bank, getting down.
Oh yeah, Mr. Charlie Weyler right there. Little creek bed music. Love it, man. It's all perspective too, you know. These younger kids today might write a song about how the mosquitoes are too thick down there by the creek and they got their good shoes muddy, but you're talking about all the good things about being there, and there's nothing like it, man.
That song was written on the creek bank.
I love it, love it. Well, it's good stuff. So tell me a little bit about the family. You got some kiddos, you got some grandkiddos?
Yeah, I've got 3 children and 4 stepdaughters. So
Yeah.
7 children total.
How they feel about Charlie playing music?
Oh, they're the ones that's encouraged me to keep with it.
That's wonderful.
I have 13, I think, grandchildren,
Yeah.
maybe 14 now.
Yeah.
2 great-grandchildren.
My goodness.
And been married for 16 years to my wife, Ronna.
Okay.
And I moved from Koontz up to Rockdale, where we have 10 acres, 7 miles down a dirt road there.
Man, you're living the life, brother.
It's not bad. I'm having the time of my life.
That's
out
great.
here.
That's great. Well, you deserve it, man. That's wonderful. Well, good tunes there, brother. So let me ask you this. When's your birthday?
May 20th.
May 20th. Okay, so you just had one recently. Yeah. We'll go over some birthdays right now. Today is August 15th, and so for all the Leos, here's some famous Leos throughout history. 1769. I'll tell you what, notable is one thing. Beloved is another one. We had Fidel Castro the other day. Today is the birthday of Napoleon Bonaparte, French general and revolutionary and legendary short guy. 1769. Now, I think if I read history correctly, he wasn't that short.
No, he wasn't that short.
5'7", 5'8", something like that.
Basically like Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Well, he's probably taller than Tom Cruise. That guy. Yeah, Tom Cruise and Robert De Niro keep those platform shoe guys in business. Now, I don't know how many of our listeners may remember this lady, but I certainly do. Before all the super cute girls were doing cooking shows, we had Julia Childs doing cooking shows. So 1912, Charlie, 1912.
Wow.
Julia Childs was born. Cook and TV star. 1925, Rose Maddox. She was born 25, lived till 1998. She was an early American country and bluegrass singer and songwriter. So Rose Maddox, legendary. Look at there with that cowboy hat on. Look, she kind of looks like the Little Debbie. Little Debbie logo. 1968, this beautiful redheaded actress, Miss Deborah Messing from Will and Grace. Great actress, great comedic actress and dramatic actress. Deborah Messing, born 1968, same year as me. I'm a hair older than Deborah Messing. There she is. 1972. The lesser of the Affleck family actors, Mr. Ben Affleck. Happy birthday to Ben. Please show me that picture.
I did the meme.
There it is. Yes. Yes. Boy, we have all been there. Even if you don't smoke, you just grab a cigarette and catch that pose sometimes when life or marriage gets you in that mood.
I thought it was appropriate because you did call Casey Affleck the better Affleck, and so this is
that's perfect.
This is his face to that. This is his response.
I'm going to think that's probably one of the J lowest points of his life right there. But ching. All right, and legendary brothers band, not the Allman Brothers, not the Everly Brothers, the Jonas Brothers. Happy birthday to Joe Jonas, musician from the Jonas Brothers Band. 1989, that guy was born. And I've seen some interviews with them. They're actually kind of cool kids. When you get thrust into the spotlight as a young man, sometimes you seem a little pretentious, but pretty good musicians. 1995, another great looking and great acting actress, Jennifer Lawrence. You might remember her from The Hunger Games, many other films, but she's turned out to be a pretty diverse actress. Jennifer Lawrence, there you go, recognize that face. Born here in 1990. All right, well, that's our birthdays for today. On the Zach Owens Show Live, Zach coming back Monday. I appreciate you guys letting me fill in this week and staying with us throughout the week. Great weekend of music here at the Backyard Bar Stage and Grill. And introduced to a cat today that maybe we can get on the stage pretty soon. From the Rockdale area, from Coots to Rockdale area, Mr. Charlie Weyler. And he told me this morning, it's Weyler, not Whaler. Make sure you pronounce it correctly. You are a whaler, but you're a hell of a whaler, and Mr. Wiley. So I appreciate that part of it. So writing songs on the banks of the river there, swatting mosquitoes. What are some of the other inspirations? Because we talked about nature, we talked about a good woman. What are some other things that inspire you to write?
Well, my mother she loved her jasmine, her Cape jasmine that she had outside her kitchen window, and the big flowers.
Sure.
And I walked out on my front deck on a full moon in June a while back, and boy, the jasmine were in full bloom at my house, and it brought back a memory that I had tucked away. It was just me and my mama there at her house on a full moon night in June. And I had just graduated high school, and I had landed a job in New Orleans and was fixing to go off on a big job there out into the world. But this was me and my mother's private time, and I'll try to get through this. And she said, let's go outside and look at my jasmine. And we walked outside, and there was that full moon. She said, I call this my jasmine moon. And boy, we watched you could almost watch them bust out, but gave me the idea to write this song for Mama. It's called Jasmine Moon. Now, this is going to be the title track of my upcoming CD. I'm working on getting some recording done. going through some steps, and hoping to have that done maybe by early next year. But this is Jasmine Moon. Hope you enjoy it. She would raise her kitchen window. Lord, it seems like yesterday. The scent so pure and mellow filled the room with sweet bouquet. Oh, the pretty jasmine moon would shine so clear and bright as the fragrance from the blooms cooled the beauty of the night. 'Cause I'm still living in the past as I recall that night with you. Oh, but how can anyone be blue or sad underneath the jasmine moon? The one thing sweeter than the jasmine was my mother's precious love. She nurtured them with pleasured passion till she was called from up above. Blessed buds will open in the night as if they're summoned by the moon. Loving blossoms glowing angel white, reminding me of you. 'Cause I'm still living in the past, Mama, as I recall my time with you. But how can anyone be blue or sad underneath the jasmine moon? The summertime is coming fast. The sweet jasmine, they will bloom. The sweetest memories that last and last are my memories of you. I'm still living in the past as I recall that night with you. But how can anyone be blue or sad underneath the jasmine moon? When the jasmine are in bloom, and I'm sure missing you.
Great song for Mama right there. Very nice, my brother. Music makes the world go round. And I tell you what else makes our musical worlds go around is merch and buying product. There's your CD right there.
Yeah.
And you got another one coming out. You said you're looking at after the first of the year?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Yes, sir.
Getting recorded. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Well, we'll be back in just a bit with Mr. Charlie Weyler right here. Right now, I'll tell you what keeps the cameras going and the computers going is sponsors. Here's a word from our sponsors on the Zach Owen Show Live.
Since 2003, Bluehost has been empowering people to harness their brands online with innovative web hosting solutions. Trusted by over 2 million users, we're the longest-running WordPress.org recommended host. With Bluehost, you get a safer, better web experience, supported by the world's most popular site builder, and backed by our commitment to open-source projects. Visit Bluehost.com today and take your website to the next level.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internix.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today.
Be the best parent to the best S-Pup. For Kitty, we decode more than 100,000 data points, so you know what makes them walk, talk, and act like only they can. We provide the best care and make smart health decisions, now and forever. Plan better, care smarter, love longer. Wisdom Panel, your world's leading pet DNA service.
I don't know, if Bubble wasn't here, I don't know what people would be doing, like making PowerPoints or something. Bubble allows you to make it real and for it to actually work. So I feel like Bubble bridges that gap and being able to give people the opportunity to make their ideas come to life really quickly too. I love that I can sit down and build something the way that I think it should be built and have the control over it.
Bubble turns ideas into fully scalable apps. Try Bubble today.
Hi, I'm Jo from Face Theory. You're going to want to have a specific goal for your skincare routine. What do you want to achieve? Active ingredients are really strong, and if you're using too many at once, your skin can get overwhelmed. Don't overspend on products. Choose products that have scientific research behind them. At Face Theory, if you're not happy with a product, just say so, just give us a shout and we'll give you your money back, no problem.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone and then you're gonna use the Kodak Photo Print app. It's going to print you a 4x6 photo. I am just in awe. I love how these turned out. Also, the printer comes with a free cartridge of 10 photo sheets. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
Hey, welcome back. Zach Owen Show live from downtown Waco, Texas. Beautiful downtown Waco, Texas. Glad to say that again at the Backyard Bar, Stage and Grill. Get everything ready for the weekend here. We got a great weekend of live music at the Backyard. And sports cranking back up, of course. Well, not cranking back up, shifting gears. We got our friend over at the Pete Sousa Show. Scotty's on the line. Hello, Scotty. Good morning.
What's going on, fellas? Happy Friday.
It is Friday, and I am happy.
That's good. That's good. You should be. Who's coming to the Backyard?
We've got a local act this weekend, Friday tonight. We've got Johnny Joe's in the band, which is a local legend, great guitar player and singer. Tomorrow night, Andrew Bagley, which is a R&B, blues, neo-soul kind of vibe. And then a plethora, I use that word correctly, plethora of bands on Sunday for our Kerr County flood victims relief concert. So we're raising money for the flood victims down in South Texas.
Oh, man. Awesome. Well, thanks for doing that. Glad y'all are doing that. Sounds like a great weekend over there. We're going to check in with our friends in Provo today. BYU, of course, lost Jake Retzloff, their starting quarterback, with some things going on off the field during the summer. And so they've got a little quarterback competition going on. We got a lot of listeners to the Pete Sousa Show up in Utah who are BYU fans. So we're going to check in with Jake Hatch to see who is ahead in that quarterback battle today.
Wonderful. You know, that's the thing that's changed so much over the years with phones and cameras. You know, a lot of the stuff that they do off the field that does affect their careers and their daily activities is in the light now. You know, I know Kevin, and we've got so much dirt on Kevin, but he's been doing a pretty good job. So Doing a great job.
Hey, I signed an NDA about Kevin.
Okay. Well, you can't spell Indiana without NDA. That's right.
There you go. There you go.
All right. And what else? What else are we talking about on Sosa Show today?
Man, we're going to have Cam Stewart join us, our friend, Locked On Baylor host. He is visiting back in Waco after moving up to the Northeast recently, so we'll talk to him. And then we're going to discuss the Dynasty documentaries that are coming out this week. The Kingdom, covering the Kansas City Chiefs' recent kind of run, as well as The Gambler and His Cowboys, Netflix's big 90s Dallas Cowboys documentary comes out next week. There's a lot of buzz that Gambler and His Cowboys documentary might top The Last Dance in terms of recent sports documentaries that have gotten a lot of love. There's a lot of excitement for that one, so we're going to look into that.
That's quite lofty. And then, of course, you and Kevin are working on the documentary about the forming and building and designing of that new Baylor helmet, right? Correct?
Oh, I'm in. I'm all in. In fact, I posted a little clip on Twitter yesterday of me freaking out about that helmet, and I just had a national sports producer threaten to put that in front of every Auburn fan in America, and I said, "You better," because I said Baylor's about to win that game by 3 touchdowns. It is so over for the Auburn Tigers.
Well, I saw that post, and there was only one nasty comment, and it was from Kevin Hall. I don't know. But, well, no, great things ahead. That is a beautiful helmet. We're going to start putting that up every day. That's our new sponsor of that helmet. Well, Scotty, thank you so much, man, for always checking out. And yeah, you guys make sure to watch the Pete Sousa Show on YouTube and keep watching. So, Scotty, thank you again, brother. Good talking to you. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Thanks for filling in for Zach this week. Great job, and we'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right.
Pete Sousa Show over there. Pete's coming back. Zach's coming back. Things are getting back to what we might call normal. And so we've got one thing that is normal. We've got great music here at the Backyard Bar, Stage and Grill, both live on the stage and every morning for the Zach Owens Show live. And today is not only no exception, but a treat from Rockdale, Texas. Look at the CD here, Mr. Charlie Weyler. And pleasantly surprised, brother. You come in, we never know what to expect from folks. They're all good because we screen them, but you never know what somebody's going to sound like or what style. Sometimes they'll come out and you think, this guy's an old troubadour or country music guy, and he'll sing some rock and roll or vice versa, some R&B, some soul. We've got all kinds of music here, but I love the vibe that you're throwing and the storytelling aspect, and I'm always a big fan of not only lyrics, but the stories behind the songs. So, if you got another one for us, please tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to play this one today, but it's another one of my Creek Bank songs. And I had vacation one year, and so I decided to spend my vacation alone in the big thicket. And I don't know what happened after that first night there by myself, but I woke up the next morning and I wrote this song down in about 10 minutes. It's called the Creek Bank Critter Jam. Sitting by the campfire all alone and missing you, pouring out my feelings in some low down lonesome blues. And from the darkness of the big thicket crept a big old timber wolf. You said, I've heard you picking, and it sure is sounding good. I've been running through this bottom land, traveling all alone. I'm hoping you could use a hand. He said, I can play the bones, and we played. Into a rhythm, it was starting to sound just right when a 10-foot timber rattler crawled out in the campfire light. Well, I reached to grab my shovel or to cut him down to size. The wolf stepped in and said, now friend, we all must compromise. He said the rattler wears his instrument right on his very tail. He joined in with our compliments. Man, it really sounded swell as we played. Hoot owl misses nothing in the big thicket late at night, and he swooped down on a cypress knee right there within our sight. He said, I've heard you picking many times here by yourself. If you have no objection, sir, I would like to help. Well, he pulled out my harmonica, I dropped it along the trail. Put it to his mouth, and people, he began to play as we played. Well, before you knew it, other critters joined in with our tune. You should have seen the big black bear dancing neath the moon. The diller made a washboard sound by scratching on his shell. The beaver finally came around, tapping rhythm with his tail. I heard an old piney woods rooter popping his chops and sounding good. Lord, I'll never forget that creek bank critter jam down in the woods we played. Piney was rooter, popping his chops and sounding good. Lord, I'll never forget that creek bank critter jam down in the woods that we played.
Oh, yeah.
The Creek
Charlie
Bank Critter
Weyler, right?
Jam, y'all. True story. Can't make it up.
Charlie, what you doing here down here by the creek by yourself? I'm not by myself. Don't you hear all these other critters and everybody else jamming with me?
Something happened out on that creek that night.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a song swap and a song swamp. That's what it is, man. That's great. Well, yeah, and that's the inspiration too, man. So sometimes you do just sit down there picking, and if you listen, you can always hear it. So many great sounds in nature itself. Well, that's fantastic. I love the inspiration. I love the vibe. Like I said, man. So when you started playing in your 40s, do you remember your first guitar? Did you get one gifted to you?
Well, my daddy had an old Silvertone.
Oh, okay.
Hollow body with a passive electronic.
Yeah.
And I love that old guitar, but Sears used to sell those.
Sure.
1961 Silvertone, I think.
With the amp in the case? Was that the original one with the amp in the case? Because there was two versions. You could get the one with the amp built into the guitar case, or you can get just the guitar.
It was just the guitar.
Okay.
And I don't know, it fell by the wayside along the way.
Of course.
Somebody needed it more than I did, I guess. But
so what's the first time you scraped together the cash and said, I'm going to go buy me a
the
box?
First one that I bought was a Takamine.
Yeah. G series probably?
A Jasmine Takamine.
Yeah.
And it's a big auditorium body.
Yeah.
And I love that.
See, the fans are calling. That's his agent saying we just got an offer to play Carnegie Hall. Probably have to turn that one down. You're good, brother.
Thought I had that turned off.
You good?
Anyway, after I bought the Takamine, and then later on I have a little Taylor Baby T.
Oh yeah,
it's a nice little guitar. And then I got this Gibson J45. And it was 2018 when I bought it. Now, I would have never paid this much for a guitar actually, but my daddy had passed away, and he left me and my brothers a little bit of money, and wasn't much, but I was telling my wife, yeah, we're going to remodel the kitchen, and she said, no, you're not. I said, what are you talking about? She said, you're going to get that J45 you've been wanting.
That's
and
wonderful.
I did, and I'm glad I did. It's my road horse.
Well, for some of y'all that don't know, so what he basically said in the car world is his first one was a Fiat, and then the second one was an old Cadillac, and now he's got the Rolls Royce right there. That's a wonderful guitar, and that's a keeper. That's a lifer right there.
Yes.
And God bless your wife for saying that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Forget about
and
that.
while I was purchasing it, I heard something clunk on the counter at Guitar Center. It was a little Bose T1 Tower.
Yeah.
And she said, "You getting this too? I'm tired of you hurting your back on these big speakers."
Yeah.
And we travel these roads, and we do our thing with that.
Yeah, man. All the
my
well,
sister.
we're endorsing people that aren't endorsing these, but Gibson and those Bose towers are fantastic. I play through them as well. Well, my friend, if you will, we appreciate you being here today and coming down and playing for us, coming up and playing for us, coming over and playing for us. And once again, Charlie Weyler, CD's available. Got another one coming out after the first of the year. Tell us again the websites and socials where they can find you.
Okay, charlieweyler.com. Or you can catch up with me on Facebook, and that's where I do a lot of my music and business and invitations, and
playing down Georgetown, playing in Rockdale, playing all over. All the info's on the screen. Well, Charlie, if you will, my friend, if you would, as a favor to us, play us out.
Okay, well, this is a song that I wrote about, and so if you're a musician, you might understand when you get through playing a gig and you get home at night and you get crawling to bed and boy, you're tired, but you're still wound up, you know what I mean? And this is a song I wrote called The Music Just Goes On.
Nice.
It's a restless night. I laid down my weary head. When I close my eyes in search of sleep, I find my music there instead. Oh Lord, I love this old guitar. I could play it all night long. Though I may never be a star, the music just goes on, and the music just goes on, and the music just goes on. Next day I'm back on the job with a grindstone up ahead. But I don't let that bother me. I'll be humming a song instead. The boss man, he don't understand. He asked me, son, what's wrong? I tell him I can't help myself. The music just goes on, and the music just goes on, and the music just goes on. She's my inspiration. With her love I have been blessed. Now that the kids have grown and gone, sometimes we'll leave our empty nest. Let the music take us where it will. The moon and stars will lead us home. No, I'm not leaving till I get my fill. 'Cause the music just goes on. And the music just goes on. And the music just goes on. It's a restless night, and I lay down my weary head.